Hello everyone, welcome to Murder is Game Over. Let's get started, shall we? Press enter or spacebar to advance the game text. Well, introduction. I'm just going to turn the game audio down a bit. And just in my headphone. Rural Vermont, present day. Russell, I'm telling you, it fell off the castle roof and almost hit me. Ari, that's ridiculous. There's never been an anvil on the roof. I have work to do. I know this time has been hard for you. I promise we'll get to the art supply store as soon as I finish these negotiations, alright? I'm sorry, gentlemen. Things have been crazy recently for Melissa and I. I understand. It was huge of you to take Ari when she had nowhere else to go. Yes, enough with the distractions. Russell, have you signed the contract yet? Not yet, Mr. Kramer. I still need time to read it. I've been bogged down writing extra security features. Lord Gallant, Your Highness, I'd appreciate being able to talk with you about my concerns privately first. That's why I drove up in New York. Frankly, I don't see why we can do this at the Hacktivision Publishing office in the city, but Russell insisted. Excuse me, Mr. Gallant, you've got a visitor outside, sir. Fans again? No, it's not the gaming club from the community college looking for autographs this time. You should leave this place. You're treading on hallowed ground. Leah, I know you're frustrated, but Castle Ludwig is private property now. You can't just show up and harass the new owners. Honey, what's going on out here? Russell, she followed us from the park. So you must be the Lord Gallant. Listen, why didn't you and your wife go back to Manhattan while you still can? Leave now or I'll call the police. You're trespassing. You're the one who's trespassing. You don't belong here. Don't you feel the presence all around? You've angered the spirits of Castle Ludwig. You've angered the gargoyle. The gargoyle? She means that stone statue. This is your last warning, Russell Gallant. Beware of the curse of Castle Ludwig. Beware of the gargoyle's curse. Spooky. Investigation. The following evening. Why, hello there, you must be Cleo, the remarkable clue-stepping daughter we've heard so much about. Excuse me. Hello and welcome, Detective Guy. So glad you've made it. This one is truly a baffling case and we need your help. I'll pull you in the basics. What do you want to know first? Let's tell me about the movement. Don't worry, I'm here to help you get your bearings. Use the arrow keys to move. Holding down the shift key will make you move faster. Show someone to press enter or spacebar. Spacebar or enter will select the dialog option. Press escape to access the menu and see the case file. Then press escape again to close the menu. If you need a hint about what to do next, you can access the hint function via the menu. An illustrated map of the castle and surrounding area can be found in the menu too. Lastly, you can use the menu to save the game. Right, tell me about the case. Very well, let's get right to it. Who am I? You're a man in need of no introduction around here, Detective Guy. You already helped solve some tough ones. But even more famous is Cleo, your partner in crime solving. She's a clue-sniffing dog. Cleo can find clues where humans can't. You and Cleo make quite the team. Press S to toggle between Guy or Cleo as the leader. Where are we? Castle Ludwig here in rural Vermont was a tourist attraction before the victim bought the place. It's a real castle. I'm no expert, but there have long been rumors about the castle. Evil spirits, strange stuff. Have fun with that. Who's the victim? The victim is Lord Russell Gallant, the owner of Castle Ludwig. It was big news when he bought this place. Heard of him? Even people who don't play video games know about Paladin Dream. Russell Gallant designed the game. Lord Gallant's successful game made him a very wealthy man. Well, now he's dead. How did he die? The coroner is by the entrance to Castle Ludwig. She can tell you more about the cause of death based on her expertise. This is of interest. It seems that the victim had some kind of business meeting here last night. A publishing executive and a co-worker came to negotiate. Also inside the castle are the victim's wife and adopted daughter, plus the groundskeeper. You should interview them all. A small number of other people were nearby too. You'll meet them via the mountain road. There are 8 suspects. Alrighty, I'm ready, I think. Seems the victim had some kind of business meeting here last night. A publishing executive and a co-worker came to negotiate. Also inside the castle, the victim's wife and adopted daughter, press the groundskeeper. You should interview them all. We already read this one. I'm ready, I said. Oh, ready. We're counting on you, detective guy, and you too, Cleo. Good work. Alrighty, let's go talk to this officer, right? Right, like I'm going to talk to the dog. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, let's change the guy then. Us local police have been all over Russell Gallant's estate already, but we haven't found any clues. However, your clue-sniffing dog might be able to find something we missed. You should explore the Cleo as your party leader. That way you'll see question marks appearing on the map. Go interact with one and you'll see discover a clue. Cleo's one of a pair of guys, a party leader though, so make sure you take advantage of Cleo's fantastic detective skills. Alrighty, well there's already a question mark right here. Cleo found a clue. It looks like an old library book someone left here. The book title is Historic Castle Ludwig. Castle Ludwig was built in 1900 by wealthy quarry owner Herr William Ludwig, though he died shortly after finishing construction of the castle. A myriad of strange events have led many people to believe that Castle Ludwig is haunted. This book explores the castle's incredible history. The clue is saved in your case file. Cleo deserves a treat. Alright, what else? Yes, we go here. Russell Gallant himself. Famous this intro video game designer Lord Russell Gallant. I wonder what the coroner says about this. But to be crushed by a gargoyle outside a supposedly haunted castle, that seemed at least a little bit suspicious. Yeah, I don't think the castle's actually a haunted guy. I think that someone just up and murdered him. There's no one near his dead body. I wonder if that comes into play at all. Anything else that we can investigate before I talk to anyone else? By the way, I don't know too much about this game. I just saw that the 6th game in the series was announced and made me want to play all the rest, so here we are. We have found a clue. This wall has many windows from which people inside the castle can see outside. But the wall, by the way, the victim has killed had no windows. That's unusual. Actually, I didn't notice that before. But, yeah, it is really suspicious that there is no windows here. I thought that was just like a quirk of the game, I suppose, the game engine. It's all made in game makers. Good evening, Detective. I'm the coroner. How can I help with your investigation? There's a body. You'll find the victim's body along the little castle hall to the west. Everything is left untouched. When you assess the body, you'll be free to explore the castle. Cause of death? That guy fell off the roof and struck his head. I've never seen anything like it. A touch of the dramatic for sure. The force of the blow must have killed him instantly. No doubt about that, but take a look for yourself. Mr. Gallant died between 7 and 8 p.m. last night. That's just about 24 hours ago. In your theory. That gargoyle is quite heavy and would take more than just a gust of wind to make it fall over. I don't have an explanation. Alrighty. I saw... okay, we've spoken to Officer Bale. So let's go in. He was killed by a falling gargoyle. Deduction. I mean, not that probably. It's kind of obvious. When you've got enough evidence that you think you're ready to make an arrest, come back here and find me. Good luck. Alright, let's save. So this is where the victim lived, in this castle. When I speak with gallant household members, I should remember. Not everyone is necessarily telling the truth. But if I find a relevant piece of evidence, then it might jog someone's memory. That way they'll cooperate. let's have a look around the house. See if we can sniff out anything that's interesting. Oh, there's our clue right there. Anything else that we should be worried about? I see a clue there in the top right as well. Alrighty. Well, let's start with this one first. Cleo found a clue. A cigarette butt. Who would think to leave this on the table? Okay. And what was up here then? There are finger marks in the old dusty organ. Maybe it was played recently. I didn't know that you could play the organ, but I wonder what those were the notes that were played previously. I don't detect anything else unusual about the organ. So someone's been playing the organ, making spooky sounds. Maybe it was Cleo. Cleo, are you the murderer? Who are you? I can see your name, but... Detective Guy, is it? What can I do to help? Suspect added a case file. Melissa Devon Gallant, widow of the deceased. Who are you? I'm Melissa Devon Gallant, and Russell was my husband. I can't believe he's gone. I told him not to buy this castle. Russell and I met at a sci-fi convention in New York. I was a fan of his work and I wrote to him. We fell in love that weekend. Russell was a boy at heart. Games, castles, cosplay. When he asked me to be his Lady Gallant, I was starstruck. Castle info. Russell and I moved in Castle Ludwig just after the wedding 2 months ago. Soon after I started seeing things, the castle stared me down. The suits of armor moved just a little. It was as the evil spirits in the legend told. Then after he adopted the elf girl, it got worse. The pipe organ suddenly started playing. Russell didn't believe any of it. To be honest, I'm not sure what's real anymore. I believe the story is based on what happened. You seem a little suspicious, lady. I think the organ playing must just be the daughter of it happened when she started coming into the property. And also you said earlier that you told your husband not to purchase this property, but you're a big fan of his work. Wouldn't you love your husband no matter what he wanted to do? I suppose buying a castle is a bit of an expense as a game designer. He must be very famous. Strange. Everything about Castle Ludwig is strange. I was there when he died and I saw the whole thing with my own eyes. I was out in my usual work class evening when Russell was meeting with those 2 business executives. As I looked into the castle, that guy goes suddenly started laughing at me. I went in and called for Russell. I showed him the spot where it happened as he looked up the guy who fell from it. The curse on Castle Ludwig has come true. It's horrible. I bet your alibi, lady. I'm implying that you don't believe me? The gargoyle fell off the roof and killed my husband as I looked on. Just watch my poor husband get crushed to death by that laughing demon face. Surely I'll leave the face around. I'll leave the ether must have called my nose beside myself. Surely I understand. I mean, it's a little bit convenient that you're right next to the scene of the crime when it happened. I was scheduled to meet Ethan at the town park for a workout. You should be able to find him there. So there, Detective Guy, that's where I was when it all happened, by my husband's side. Your theory? Ooh, I pressed the wrong button. Let's get through this. Alrighty, your theory. If you're looking for somebody to point your finger at, I'll start with Jerry Small, the game tester. Russell was working on some sort of big deal with Hacktivision Publishing for an Nano Paladin Dream game. I heard Russell arguing heatedly with Jerry Small last night, the man who stayed over in that arcade upstairs. But I wouldn't be surprised if the angry girl, Leah Ludwig, is responsible for the curse. She harassed us. You'll find Leah and her followers in the cemetery east of the castle from the mountain road. Okay, my condolences. Anything else in this room that we should know about? No. There's a bag here. What does this bag got to do with the crime? It's a doggy bag. No, Cleo, we don't have time to email. We've got a mystery to solve. I'll skip through that. I bet there are at least 30 doggy bags that are hidden all over the area. Let's see how many we can find. I bet you was something about having to collect all the doggy bags. Oh, there's another one right here. 2 out of 30. Let's keep an eye out as we continue to investigate this mansion. Jim, what have you got to say? Can I help you? Yeah, how did you get that scar? This guy reeks of cigarettes. Now I know who dropped the cigarette butt. My name is Jim Wickman. Russell kept me on to renovate the castle. I look after the grounds. Worked here for years. That's all info. I've been the groundskeeper here long since I was a tourist attraction owned by the town, before they sold out to Gallant. Russell Gallant lived in this wing with his wife and his daughter. The north area is a sealed wing. The area is badly in need of repair. I've locked it for safety reasons. Russell had planned to have me renovate it. As a groundskeeper, I have the key. Should you ever need to go up there, let me know. Nobody's been there. Have you seen anything strange? Me personally, nah. People say they see or hear all kinds of stuff at Castle Ludwig. I just do my job. But his wife has been acting strangely since they arrived. She can tell you about what she saw. She's in the dining room. That Polish man who showed me up yesterday was rude to me. He's holed up in the study. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Stay out of the forest. It's dangerous. I bet your alibi. Where was I when he died? I was here pretty much. I was polishing the suit's farmer and minding my own business. The theory. This seems like a freak accident to me. I mean, it's sad that he died. He always treated me real good. What about... nothing else. Anything else you got to say to me, murderer? No, I don't think he did it. He seems too suspicious to be the murderer. When, any good mystery game, it's not the first person that you think, and it's not the guy with the massive scar on his forehead. Might be this guy there. Make it quick, detective. The sooner I can get out of this one cow town, the better. Suspect. Who are you? The name's Billy Kingmuth II. My father founded Activision Games and published Paladin Dream. I came here from New York after a business meeting with Russell Gallant last night. The castle, this place isn't too shabby, but I prefer my Park Avenue penthouse. You seen anything strange? I was here in Russell's office yesterday. We were going over the contract for the new game when his wife interrupted us. It happened just before he died. So, Mr. Gallant, you'll just sign the standard contract and everything will be in order for the new game. Russell, the guy down on the roof, get outside, come look. I'm terribly sorry about this, Mr. Kramer. I'll just be a moment. What I find suspicious in this memory here is that Jerry's not there, though in the original casting we saw Jerry there. Maybe this guy just doesn't see Jerry as a person. I don't know what to make of it at the time. Russell seemed embarrassed but not surprised by his wife's outburst. Unless there was 2 separate meetings. She screamed something about a gargoyle, and Russell followed her outside. I waited for a long time. Then the police arrived. The meeting was adjourned permanently. I was in this room the whole time, alone. I didn't even know he'd been shot. I mean, he died. That's a bit of a slip-up, isn't it? So you know that he's been shot, but that wasn't actually told to you. Well, I certainly didn't have anything to do with it. That groundskeeper wandering around seems a little sketchy to me. But I suppose a creepy castle has to have a sketchy groundskeeper. It's like a law. You're very suspicious, mate. How did you know about that gunshot? About me whispering it up. But he got crushed and didn't get shot, so maybe he is innocent. This must be the door to the sealed wing of the castle that groundskeeper Jim Wickman mentioned. It's locked. Alright, what's this way then? There's a squirrel. Let's go get it. Right now. Cleo attack. Cleo attack. I can actually kill him. That's disappointing. We found a dog bag there. That's exciting. Let's go and have a look at what this is the anvil that was mentioned earlier. I don't understand, Cleo. Hey, where is this here? I should see whether anyone in the castle knows about this bizarre anvil. Didn't Ari mention that in the opening cutscene? She mentioned something about an anvil. Yeah, let's quickly go do that. But yeah, so far, yeah, I think that that guy has all of my suspicions. Jim is a little bit suspicious, but he seems mostly like, as I said, like it's never the first person, right? That you suspect. Let's have a look at this console before we start to do Jerry. Yeah, let's play the game, why not? Russell Gallon wanted to bring turn-based RPGs to arcades. He was a mad genius. This is the final battle in Paladin Dream. But something seems a bit different from a memory. So Guy's a gamer.
Nightmares raining, subjugate our reason.
Excellent.
Visions of a hero to believe in. Legacy, a savior, redeeming, true meaning. The scriptures foretell.
Oh, gotcha.
Adrian.
Well, let's get into this. Sorry, this is Bob.
Adrian.
It's really good.
Be the light. Heed the call.
Oh no.
Sky goes down.
Come on. Yeah, it's already clear and beat the big game. Created by Lord Gallant, programming by Russell Gallant, art by Mike and Sarah Jones, game testing by Jerry Small, Paladin Dream, published by Activision Games. Okay, that was stressful. Oh, wait. No, I didn't want to play the game. Can we exit? Yeah.
Nightmares raining, subjugate our reason.
Let's get into it.
Visions
Yeah,
of a
good slap.
hero to
Let me listen
believe
to
in.
the sounding.
Legacy,
Oh, yeah.
a savior, redeeming, true meaning.
I wonder
The
if I'm
scriptures
thinking
foretell.
of Hail. Well, never mind, we beat the game again. Alright, now let's get away from the game before I accidentally play it again. Hey there, puppy, have you come to cheer me up? God. Can only talk to people as, Guy. I just can't believe he's gone. Suspect to case file, Jerry Small, game developer, tester at Activision Games. I'm Jerry Small. I worked on Paladin Dream with the deceased for many years as the lead tester. I came up from New York yesterday to try and talk some sense into Russell. I hoped I could get him to finally recognize my contribution on the game, but he didn't listen. You know anything about the castle? This castle is amazing. Gosh, Russell had a good millions of dollars, millions of fans, a beautiful trophy wife. I guess Lord Gallant had a little too good. Is that why he died? I heard a gunshot, assuming I wasn't managing things. After my argument with Russell yesterday, I came up here. He had a bed laid out for me and I slept. But then I was woken up by what sounded like the shot downstairs. And we know that, Billy said that, well, he slipped that he had the gun, so I really think that Billy did something towards the murder now. I was in this room asleep. I know it's weak. Yeah, but I believe you because your story lines up with Billy's head. I'm sure Billy Kramer wanted him dead. Activision was losing a fortune paying Russell royalties on Paladin Dream. I never saw another dime after the game release myself. I wouldn't be surprised if Billy bought his gun to help negotiate with Russell. It doesn't explain the fallen Geiger outside though. I don't know. My specialty is video game logic. The real world is your department. What if the real world is a video game, Jerry? What if it is? Because it might be a cat. I don't think the cat likes clear. Does it like Guy though? Okay, it is. I think the cat likes me. Let's go. Sorry, Cleo, I'm ditching you for the camera. You're alright, Cleo. I should let you sniff for clues so I don't miss anything. There's a lot of clues in this room, no wonder. Cleo found a clue. This Russell Gallant's will. Hey, who's putting this there? The victim looked everything in his wine. Oh, that's just suspicious as well. So if the wife wanted his money, she would have a motive to kill him. So she's just gone up in the suspect list. MD Stationery. Who has those initials? What's Devon? There's a handwritten note from the victim's wife. My husband forever. It's been too long since we were last together and I miss you so much. The last date was such a thrill, like flying down the mountainside. Soon we'll finally be together, forever here at the castle, as we were always meant to be. Touching romantic sentiment. I mean, it doesn't seem like Melissa in that case had a reason to kill her husband if she loved him. She said, my husband forever. But yeah, maybe she wrote it to someone else. Maybe someone else was her husband or meant to be her husband, or she wanted to marry them or something like that. I think I found a clue. What's this one? This Ariana Durant's chest. This is interesting. It says that if Russell Gallant dies, Ariana inherits her parents' fortune before she turns 18. Okay, so Ariana also had a reason to kill and get the father's fortune as well. So both the mum and her had the same motive. Hello, you look like a detective. Alrighty. Her parents must be Mike and Sarah Jones from the arcade game credits. My name is Ari Jones. Mr. Gallant adopted me after my parents passed away in a skiing accident. I worked in the game with them, Paladin Dream. Mr. Gallant, Russell, took me in when I had nowhere else to go. My parents loved and trusted Russell Gallant. I still can't believe everything that's happened. Suspicious, isn't it? Because Melissa Gallant said that the last date felt like skiing down a mountain. I don't know, I just bring it up. It's triggering something in my brain, right? I've only been living here a short time. I spend most of my time online and still get lost walking around the castle. After these recent events, I don't even want to leave my room. I'm afraid. You seen anything strange? I'm glad somebody finally asked me. Everything else around here all wrote me up as a kid. Hey, I'm 16 now. You're still a kid. I was in the garden playing with a cat when an anvil fell off the roof. It almost hit me. I haven't told anyone yet, but I think someone was on the roof. Check the garden, you'll find the anvil there. Also, I had a gunshot last night. I called 911. The police got here and found Mr. Gallant's body outside. I don't think anyone believes me about that either. Do you? Yeah, I do believe you. I saw the anvil outside, and I know that Billy found that gun. You're just doing your job, I understand. When Mr. Gallant died, I was here playing an online game. Like I said, apparently I heard a gunshot downstairs. Do you have anyone that can vouch for you, though? I'm just shaken up to think clearly. The past month has been filled with tragedy and trauma. Somehow I need to process it. Mr. Gallant's wife always seemed off to me, raving about seeing and hearing things around the castle. I love Halloween as much as the next kid, but I haven't seen or heard anything, ghostly anyway. The publisher agent from Hacktivision, Mr. Kramer, neither Russell or my parents were fond of him either. It sounded like someone fired a gun in Mr. Gallant's office when they were talking, but I can't prove it. And thank you. That's very interesting information. Ariana was suspicious. I don't know that she did it. She's got the motive there, but I don't know. Something to me just seems like she's innocent. This door leads to the castle roof. It's been forced shut from the other side. Oh, that's suspicious, isn't it? Let's have a look into that. Nothing else we can examine up here. I really want to have a quick look at that anvil now that Ariana has told us about it. We might be able to find out more information now. And I wanted to have a look in those other two rooms. But I don't know why. Well, if I find out more information about the kitchen, I'll have a look in there. This This must be the anvil that almost hit Ariane. From the marks, I can tell that it fell a long way to the ground. This evidence suggests that someone was on the roof. There is no way two heavy objects fell like this. I must speak to Jim Wickman, the groundskeeper, and get that key to the sealed wing. Then I can get over to the roof. Okay, so now we can go onto the roof, so let's just do that now. Talk to Jim, where he is. The fallen anvil. When I was searching the garden, I found this anvil. It seems a bit out of place. Do you know anything about it? Oh, I found it on the ground near the wall. I had no idea how it got there, so I moved it to get it out of the way. I have a reason to believe this anvil fell off the roof, just like how the gargoyle fell off the roof, killed Russell Gallant. You're right, I don't think about it like that until now. If this anvil also fell off the roof, his death was no accident. How do I get to the roof? I'd like to go up there and see what's going on. But that's impossible. The roof has been sealed off since I was hired to renovate the castle. It's not safe up there. I didn't kill him! I'm not accusing you, but I appreciate if you can unlock the sealed wing so I can continue investigating. Take this key to the sealed wing, and unlock the door in the hall north of here. You can get to the roof that way. Alright, let's go investigate right now. Seeing what was happening there. Good work, Clea. Now it's time to enter the sealed wing and see if it's truly sealed. Is it possible that someone else got up the roof even though the door is locked? Now it's up to us to find out. Okay, save it when I save it. Got a new area on a map, but I'm just going to continue investigating every room as I come across them. Yeah, I found a key. It's a wardrobe box full of costume, clothes, and makeup. It looks like an elderly couple costume package. Someone dressed up as an elderly couple to get into this room. What were they doing in here exactly? And why? We don't know anyone that purchased an elderly couple costume just yet. Before we go up, let's go down. One investigation. It seems like this house is falling apart. That could have something to do with the gargoyle. Maybe it was just like the natural causes thing as well. What's this? What's this weird stove-colored tablet doing down here, Clea? Apparently we need some more information before we can investigate that. Anything else down here? No. Alright, well let's go upstairs and see what's up there. I was just about to say nothing popping out to me so far. It's a brochure print for Leah Ludwig's castle tours. Wonder who Leah Ludwig is. I guess I haven't met her yet. Based on the name, it sounds like she's related to Ian William Ludwig, the original castle builder. I should try exploring the area nearby the castle next. Okay, so at least we pick it up so we can ask Leah about that when we found her. Leah is the person that told Marjorie about the curse when in the opening cutscene. Anything else up here on the roof? This must be where the gargoyle fell. It's a rock hammer, and judging by the shards of polished rock on the ground, it's been used here. So we know definitely that it was a murderer now. And the murderer used a rock hammer to carve out the gargoyle to push it off. This is the spot where the gargoyle fell off the roof. This evidence here proves that the gargoyle was broken and pushed. Someone broke the gargoyle free and pushed it off the roof while the victim was below. That's how Russell Gallant was murdered. Alright. Yeah, let's unbolt it. While we're here. That way we can go the easy way out of the building. Well, I said the easy way, we have to walk around the entire of this section. But yeah, let's go outside now and see what we can see. If there's anything else left to investigate. Wait, detective, did you learn about the original castle builder's occupation? He was a quarryman. I hope that was an easy one. If you've got enough evidence that you think you're ready to make an arrest, come back here and find me. Good luck. I'll save that one as well. It may may be worth exploring the area near the victim's estate. When I question people, I should remember. Not everyone is necessarily telling the truth. But if I find a relevant piece of evidence, then it may jog someone's memory. That way they'll cooperate. I mean, people could still lie after you've shown them evidence. That way, they could just say that the evidence came about in a different way. It's a receipt from a customer store dated 3 months ago, just before the Gallants moved into the Castle Ludwig. 2 costumes, makeup, a cane, a sort of dress-up gear. The receipt is from the same store as a wardrobe box I found in the castle sealed. So someone left their receipt here and they purchased the costumes before the current owners, the Gallants, moved in. What were they doing in the house before they moved in to justify dressing up as old people? That's an interesting question. I don't have an answer right now, but certainly something to think about. Vicky we saw earlier, she was talking to the Russells when the police, when Leah was outside the front door. And Ethan was there as well. Hey bro, what's up? The suspect entered the cast fire. Oh, Ethan Fisk, local personal trainer and ski instructor. Ethan Fisk, personal trainer and ski instructor. Do you want my business card? I'm here with a client running laps now. I also studied athletic training sessions with Melissa Devon-Gallant recently. Yesterday was the only time I've ever been to Castle Ludwig. Melissa called me just after the incident happened. I know Melissa got hysterical, but I don't believe in any of that hocus-pocus nonsense. Bro, I was right here when it all happened. You can ask Vicky. She heard the whole thing on speakerphone, too. Hello, Melissa? I did a council session today. My husband, he's dead. What? Oh my god, the gargoyle killed her. The curse of this castle is real. Ethan, what do I do? The gargoyle killed your husband? The gargoyle help me. I'm at the pub now. I'll get right over. You better go and see what happened to Melissa. That you had your phone on speakerphone, mate. You don't do that unless you're a dick. But you might be just a dick. I met Melissa outside the castle by her husband's body. She can tell you the rest. No theory. I'm just an athlete, bro. I don't think about this stuff. Why don't you ask the dog? Well, I would if they could speak. She's a lot smarter than you think, mate. You must be the out-of-town detective. Welcome to Vermont. Suspect entered the case file. Vicky Thompson, town administrator. Vicky Thompson, I work for the town. I met Russell only when he signed the paperwork. This is truly awful. As a town administrator, I oversaw the sale of Castle Ludwig to the Gallants. Not everyone was happy with the decision, but the income will be put to good use. This area has a drug problem, and we desperately need the funds to clean it up. I've never seen a gargoyle move, if that's what you mean. No. I was right here when Ethan took the call from Melissa at exactly 7 p.m. last night. It happened just as he said. Melissa sounded so terrified on speakerphone. It's a good thing that Ethan is such a fast runner. I ate too much Ben and Jerry's, Becky saying. I was the only one who introduced Ethan to Melissa. At the charity gala last month, she mentioned me being a skiing instructor. I guess there are no mountains on Long Island. I mean, that's true. Unfortunately, I wasn't close to Gallant. He sounded so interesting and creative in the newspaper articles. Leah Ludwig took it really hard when she lost her job as the castle tour guide, but her bark is worse than her gut bite. I don't think that you're very suspicious, Vicky, to be honest. But what I do find suspicious is that the murder happened between 7 and 8. We learned that earlier. There's an error here. Stuck. There we go. No, it doesn't seem like there's actually anything here. And the call happened at exactly 7, right? So the murder could have happened after, and he just faked the call. That's a big cliff. Come on, Clea. We're not going to climb up there. But he could be telling the truth. Who knows? just got to take him on his word. What we do want to do, though, however, is investigate this here graveyard. Let us all now give thanks to our guardian spirit, the gargoyle of Castle Ludwig, looking after us in the darkness. I don't think you should pray to something that's just killed someone, Leah. But, sure, whatever. What's this? Another doggy bag. Oh, well, it's hard to see. Wonder if they're all like that. Might have missed it already. I see that one there, but if you see any, point it out in the comments. I'm very interested to know. I'm trying to get all 30 of course, but you never know. I could miss a couple. Let's talk to these people now. There are a few jobs to add here, and there's a serious drug problem. But this town is becoming a playground for the rich. And that's why you're in this cult. I'm in the community college guiding club. We were hoping to meet Lord Gallant. Who knew? You kill him. Russian rockets keep moving into this town, and the costs keep going up. It's about time we do something about it. So you had reason to murder him as well. I didn't believe it. What a surreal way for a fantasy game developer to die. We were all here with Leo yesterday evening. We'll see ants raiding from the afternoon until midnight. Well, that's convenient. But if you're telling the truth, it means that Leo didn't do it. You don't look like you're here for the seance. Let's get into the King's file. Leo Ludwig. My name is Leo Ludwig. I used to be a tour guide for Castle Ludwig, until the town sold it off to private ownership. Now I'm a local spiritual leader, and an out-of-work theatre bachelor of arts. Castle Ludwig rightfully belongs to me. William Ludwig was my great-grandfather. Now I'm not even allowed inside. I see you've got a book about the castle. If you want to know more, go to the crypt in the southwest corner of this cemetery. Well, I know more about Castle Ludwig than anybody, especially that rich geek who bought it. I know every nook and cranny. The town never should have sold Castle Ludwig. Those yuppies don't belong here, and they don't deserve it. That's why he died. See anything strange? Of course I haven't been inside the castle since the sale, but the spirits still speak to me. At Placinas, Castle Ludwig is in my soul. The spirits are angry. The cops told me what happened, but they don't understand. The gargoyle called for the blood of Castle Ludwig's intruders. I was right here in the cemetery. You can ask any of these people. We're holding another seance. I'm not the only one who's got a problem with the rich New Yorkers invading our town. Very. The castle spirits killed Mr. Gallant. The spirits are angry that the castle was bought by someone unworthy. My great-grandfather, Earl William Ludwig, the true master of this castle, is enacting his revenge. Not just for me, but for everyone downtrodden by class warfare. I warned that geek and his wife to leave this place. Their auras were toxic. The gargoyle did it. The angry spirits of Castle Ludwig have spoken. I mean, that's suspicious. Maybe you were the one that rigged the gargoyle to do it. You wanted to be able to access your grandfather's castle once again. You're coming down to the station. I found your tour guide proof. Looking for this? Yes, thank you. Where did you find it? It was on the floor in the sealed wing of Castle Ludwig. You lied to me. You told me you hadn't been in the castle. You're right. What can I say? You do realize this is now a murder investigation, right? You've openly expressed a desire for the supernatural revenge. Because you're a murder, Miss Ludwig. I suggest you cooperate. I'm sorry, what do you want to know? How did you get into the sealed wing of the castle? And what were you doing there? The truth is that I secretly gave a tour of the castle after the town sold it off. It was to an elderly couple. They paid well. You know someone was dressed as an elderly couple. Was it to them? This happened a couple days before the Gallants moved in. They were very interested in the castle layout. We trespassed. Yes, but how did you get into the sealed wing? It was locked. Only Jim Woodman, the groundskeeper, had the key. There's a secret passage. This is a secret passage. There's a secret passage from the woods that leads into the basement. It's only accessible with a Ludwig signet ring. Can I have one? There's another stone tablet in the basement, just like the one in the crypt. Touch it with a key ring. The secret passage will open. Okay, come to think of it, the elderly couple bought a Ludwig signet ring from me too. Anyway, yeah, I snuck in the sealed wing. I lost my tour guide job, and they were paying customers. Go back to the basement to find the secret passage. Touch the stone tablet with the keyring and the way will open. Yeah, we want to investigate that crypt over here first. But it's interesting because we know that someone dressed up as a we know that someone dressed up as an elderly couple. So they went on the tour with Leah and they bought a signet ring to be able to access that part of the castle later. So that elderly couple most likely was the murderer. So we know we just need to find out who dressed up as that elderly couple. Here lies William Ludwig, 1839 to 1901. There's some kind of strange epithet engraved here. The castle builder left behind a treasure and finds it will be filled with pleasure. 7 cryptic results would lead to the loot, but to get there one must be astute. Here is a treasure hunt. The first step is like an old man taking a short walk. In the main hall, 3 places down from the ground. Okay, well let's go there now. We also need to go to the basement, so we'll do that at the same time. I wonder if we put the Leah, we can just transport back to the... yeah, let's talk. Let's try it. Okay, we can no longer talk to Leah about that thing, so let's just go the long way. And by the long way, I mean it's not that long. It's a pretty easy walk. Okay, so grandfather clock. What was it, like a short walk from there? I remember there being a grandfather clock. It was right here. There's a hidden message written here. The nest clues in the castle basement deep down below, next to the westernmost part of the nest. Well, we're on our way there now, so let's do that. Basement was this way, wasn't it? And then this way. So we'll hit that westernmost pole first, and then we'll go to the tablet. Westernmost pole. There's no message here. The next location is deep in the dark woods. From the bridge 9 west by 9 north. Okay, well, earlier Leah was saying that this passageway would lead to the woods, right? So, what's this weird stone tablet doing down here? Looks like just the stone tablet inside Earlug's crypt. Let's see what happens when we touch the markings with the pattern on the secret. That's the entrance to the secret passage, just like Leah Lowy said. It's really, I mean, it's not exactly something that could happen in real life, is it? A door just suddenly springing up when you press a ring against a stone? Unless it was like magnetic or electrical or something like that. But when Halo was in the live number technology was invented yet, so a little bit of a suspect thing there, but spotted Switchard. Casco is a least geek love. Who might this ship belong to? The ship must belong to Ethan Fist, the personal trainer and ski instructor. Should go ask him about it. I feel something inside it. It's more of the polished stone stars from the roof. Whoever broke the gargoyle loose got some rock stuck in the shirt. Alrighty. Let's go investigate that, shall we? Okay, yeah, we're in the woods now. There's a gun here. There's a handgun that's been fired recently. The initials BK engraved on the gun. Burger King? It must belong to Billy Kramer, the publishing executive from Hacktivision. Why would his gun be here? I better ask him about it. So yeah, we know that Billy Kramer shot his gun, so it's good to find it and get that for sure. It looks like repelling rope. I wonder what this is down here. Let's take some of this rope and see if we can use it for something powerful. We can probably climb down that cliff that we saw earlier with that. Another thing is that Ethan is now seeming more suspicious, right? There's rock dust in his shirt. We know that a rock camera was used to mine the gargoyle. Unless he's got really good evidence for where that rock dust came from, he's definitely the culprit. Anything else around here? And this forest is large. There's probably a lot of hidden stuff in it. I better take it slowly and carefully. Let's go. I'm just going to take it. Don't want to miss any doggy bags after all. Alrighty, I can't see anything that was obvious missed. Let's go into that cabin. Yuck, do you smell that, Cleo? Someone must be using this shack to make meth. Just look at the unusual band of cigarettes. That's what I was gonna say. Jim told us to stay out of this woods. Because the shack was here, right? And he said it was dangerous, but his meth lab was here. And his cigarettes as well. It also explains his effort to keep people out of the woods. Alrighty. Oh well, there's some dog food at least. So let's give Cleo some meth-infused dog food. I'm sure that'll make her happy. We also, it was 9 west or 7 west. Let's have a look. From the bridge, 9 west by 9 north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In a corner where a hungry person sits alone, the abundance of food is across from a wooden tray. Okay, I think that one must be in the kitchen, because in the kitchen, I don't know whether you remember, you might. There was a stool. Oh, what's this? Come on, Cleo, we don't want to mess with the bears. There's a bear there. Okay. Didn't look like a bear to me. I don't know, I've never seen a bear in real life. Oh, there was a doggy bag there, I didn't see it. Just walked into it. Anything up here? What was I saying? Yeah, so Jim making meth. I mean, it's less likely that he's a suspect, but he's definitely a criminal. This path leads to the city park. We can use the rappelling rope to go down the steep cliff. It's convenient. Now we can go talk to Ethan. I can't remember what I was saying about Jim. Probably nothing. Did you lose a shirt? Catskill Mountains Elite Ski Club? Oh yeah, I got lost in the dark woods and found it in that hole. Don't know why the shirt has rock dust all over it. How did you know it had rock dust? I mean, the rock dust could just be from the cave, but it's rather suspicious. What else have we got? Oh, well, we can go investigate the kitchen now. Judging by that riddle. The gun, right. We can go talk to Billy after we do that. And ask him about the gun. Though it's less likely that Billy did the crime because he, oh, there's doggy back here. We didn't see that the first time we were in this area, did we? There's a bit of message written here. Continue this tour as you have to go back outside. Past the north lines. Lantern, eh? Don't know where a lantern could be. Let's check outside the front first and see if there's a lantern there. And if there isn't, then we'll check out the back. I don't see one right now, but there could be. A stop food. No, nothing. Alright, well, let's get back this way. And try outside. There must be something out there. steps north of the lantern, so let's turn off run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 here. It's true that fortune favors the brave. Left 4 steps below the surface in gray. Okay, so we're back to the graveyard, but first, before we go to the graveyard, let's go talk to Billy. See what he's got to say for himself. Hopefully he just coughs up some information about the gun. Oh, and we can talk to Jim about the meth lab. Let's do that as well. I found this shack in the woods. You left a telltale cigarette burnt. I found the meth lab, Jim. Do you want to talk about that? Explains your warning about bears to keep people away from the woods where there was a bear there. That's why you killed Russell Galland, isn't it? To protect your drug operation. All alright, it's true. I wanted money fast, so I turned to the drug trade. But I didn't kill my employer. I was in the woods around the time he died. The reason you say. Keep talking. I saw something. Billy Kramer, the Hacktivision publishing guy, he was in the garden and he threw something into the woods. BK, you found it. His gun. If you want to talk to somebody about committing murder, you should start with him. You're right. I better have a chat with Mr. Kramer about his gun next. So, buddy, can you get me off the whole hook for the whole drug thing? I'll do what I can to help on your behalf, provided you cooperate with the investigation. You know we're going to put you in prison, aren't you? Making meth. Like one of the worst drugs. I found your gun. BK, this looks like your gun, Mr. Billy Kramer. Here it is. Talk about it. Hey, where did you find that? The castle groundskeeper Jim Lickman was in the woods when you threw the gun away. Several people in the castle claim to have heard a shot around the same time Russell Galland died. Now, would you care to explain why you brought a handgun to your meeting with Russell Galland? Alright, I messed up. It was a dumb idea and I should have known better. You tell me everything you know now. That would be a smart idea. Activision needed money. I wanted to help the family business. Despite my father's wishes, I brought the gun to the meeting. I knew Russell was too smart to sign a bad contract. I was going to make him an offer, but he can't refuse. I guess I've seen too many monster movies. You were going to kill him over a video game contract? No, they were blank cartridges. I was just going to scare him. People said they heard a shot, but nobody's found any bullets, right? It does explain why there was a shot but no bullets. His actions are still totally reprehensible. I saw something though. I saw Jerry Small come downstairs and enter the kitchen. He threw something away into the fireplace. I couldn't see what it was, but it looked like electronic hardware. A disc, maybe. Jerry Small left his room in the arcade. He burned something in the fireplace. Yeah, I hoped that if he kept my secret, then I'd keep his. Jerry also wanted to meddle with the contract for the new Paladin Dream game. Anyway, you should talk to Jerry Small to find out more. One more thing, if you mention my gun to the public, you'll have to deal with Hacktivision's legal team. I mean, you don't scare me, mate. But let's have a look at that fireplace while we're down here in the kitchen area. Jerry's disc is burning in the fire. It just looks like melted plastic at this point. Okay, so we know for sure that Jerry burnt it in the fire. Let's go have a chat with Jerry, eh? See what he's got to say about that. Jerry, can you tell me about this disc? I keep forgetting. You lied about not leaving this room. I have a witness who saw that you were in the kitchen around the time of death. Yes, Billy saw me. I admit it. I was throwing the disc into the fireplace to destroy it. You threw away a computer disc? Why? Russell didn't just choose to have the contractual meeting at the council because he's arrogant. He was concerned about piracy. He knew that someone had leaked an alpha version of the new game on the internet. What he didn't know is that it was me. Really, you pirated his new game, the one you were supposed to be testing? Or did you show Russell that he wasn't invincible, that my contribution was met with more than a pittance? I see, so then you felt guilty and threw it in the fire to destroy it? I left this room around 7:45 to do that. The odd thing was, at that time I had movement coming from the roof. You saw someone on the roof at 7:45 p.m.? You're sure about that time? That's suspicious because, the personal trainer Ethan, he said that the call came from 7, so that was way before the murder. It was at 7:45. Yes, it was just before I had the gunshot. The clock on my laptop was 7:45. What's so important about that? And he said at 7 p.m. when Vicky Thompson heard Melissa Devon's phone call to Ethan Fisk, Ross Gallant was actually still alive. That changes everything about the murderer's alibi and the person who provided the murderer with it. Okay. That's it. I think I figured out this mystery. Come on, Cleo. Let's go talk to Officer Adams. Nah, let's go solve the clues first, you know? The riddle. We're off to the graveyard to do just that. Alrighty. So the next one was... I've forgotten now. Something about a grave. What for this behind the southeastern grave? Okay, southeastern. This one's the southeastern. The message written here. The next secret that this riddle keeps is to the right of where the master sleeps. So that must be in the master bedroom. Let's quickly make our way there. I was just searching for doggy bags, making sure I didn't miss one. The other place I really want to explore for doggy bags is the organ room. Just because other doggy bags have spawned since we originally found that first one. What was I doing? I've forgotten now. Master bedroom, right? Is this one? Yeah, okay. Next to where the master bedroom, blah blah blah. Not on this side. There we go. There's a hidden message box in here. For the end of this treasure hunt, you will find proof the new thing Gargoyle's left in the room. Okay, so this is the last step. Go to the roof and find the Gargoyle's left wing. The gargoyle was here. Okay, but there was another gargoyle here. Okay, there's a secret door to the hidden room in the room. It's rather off-centered, but sure. You unlocked a new area. Well, Cleo, did you see that? One of the suits of armor just moved slightly. I'm good, it was just a mouse. Nothing to be scared of, Cleo. Nice work, Cleo. We finally found Earl William Ludwig's treasure. It's another box. I can feel something hard wobbling around inside. Take some time to open it up. Let's look at it later, Cleo. We still have a mystery to solve. Well, before we've solved the mystery, let's go find those last 2 doggy bags. Or at least one more. Because I don't know whether I can be bothered running around the whole area to find both of them if they're not both in this room. There's one. Alrighty. And I found it suspicious that there was nothing up here, so maybe there's a doggy bag. Alrighty, let's go. We can solve now. Let's just do that via the main menu. Okay. You've solved the mystery? You know how Russell Gallant was killed? Yes, officer. Cleo and I are ready to explain everything that happened. I knew you'd do it, Detective Gly. And you too, Cleo. Please assemble all the suspects and meet me in the dining room. Got something special planned. How can you talk to Cleo? No one else can. Here we go, Cleo. Explanation. Are we ready? Alright, Detective Everin is here. Time to solve the mystery. The local police is still totally baffled. Can you please tell us what you figured out? Very well, let me begin. Victim, Lord Russell Gallant, was a renowned fantasy game developer. He lived a fantasy life and died a fantasy death. Gallant's fortune allowed him to live everyday life in a castle, but there was a curse, as I found when I discovered this item. That was the library book. I read about the supposed curse of Castle Ludwig in the library book I found outside the castle. The curse of Castle Ludwig is well known about around these parts of Vermont. Did this stone sculpture of a gargoyle truly come to life? Could it have been a freak accident? No. Upon closer investigation, I found evidence of a human agency. But I saw the gargoyle move before it fell on my husband. When I began interviewing each person of interest, I learned that someone else had fallen from the roof recently. The object that fell from the roof near where Ari was standing was an anvil. An anvil also fell off the roof. There was no way two heavy objects falling could be a coincidence. This discovery led me to believe that somebody had been on the castle roof. After gaining access to the roof through the sealed wing, I found proof that somebody had pushed the gargoyle off the roof. The item used to tamper with the gargoyle statue so it could be moved was the rock hammer. The rock hammer had been used to break off the gargoyle statue so that it could be moved. There was also tactile shards of polished rock and dust where the statue had been mounted. I knew then that the gargoyle was a murder weapon, but who was on the roof and how did they get there? The situation presented a kind of locker room conundrum. How could anyone have gotten to the roof at that time of day? At first it seemed like everybody had an alibi. I was in Russell Gallant's office waiting for him to return to the meeting. I was upstairs in the arcade. I was in my room playing video games. I was with my husband's side the whole time. I was walking around the castle doing my job. I was in the cemetery leading a seance. I was at the town park for my workout with Ethan at the time Melissa called about the death. Yes, it's true. That's what you all told me when we first spoke, but everyone in the castle has a reason for wanting Russell Gallant death. Activision Vice President Billy Kramer's motive was corporate greed. Billy Kramer's motive was greed. His father's firm, Activision, had faced deep financial losses. Billy wanted Russell Gallant to sign away royalties to his promisingly lucrative new Paladin Rune game. He came to the meeting with a bad contract. If the swindle failed, he also bought a gun. I wasn't planning to kill him, just to threaten him. Video game tester Jerry Small's motive was... he was jealous, right? He was jealous of Gallant's success. Jerry was jealous of Russell Gallant's successful game design career. He even pirated a new game, which resulted in the victim holding meetings at the castle. I thought I deserved more credit for the bugs I fixed. The victim's wife, Melissa Devon Gallant's motive was... that was inheritance. She wanted the money. Melissa Devon Gallant's motive was that she would inherit her husband's fortune and estate. Proof is in her husband's will. What are you saying? I was with my husband when he died. Russell's adopted goddaughter, Ariadne Jones's motive was also inheritance. Ari's motive was their inheritance. The victim was the executor of her Ampeth Trust Fund. He died, it would mean she would inherit and not have to wait for 2 years. What a load of crap! Russell Gallant was my parents' co-worker and close friend. Castle Ludwig groundskeeper Jim Whitcomb's motive was to hide a crime. One of the hide his meth lab. Jim's motive was to hide his own crime. Jim was secretly manufacturing illegal drugs in a shack in the woods and to protect his operation at all costs. So that's why illegal drugs have been flooding this town. Jim Whitcomb, we're placing you under arrest. But first I still want to find out who the killer was. Former tour guide of Castle Ludwig, Leo Ludwig's motive was... I guess... what would it be? Revenge? Leah Ludwig wanted revenge. She was very open about her contempt for the Gallants. The purchase of the castle cost me my job. The castle rightfully belongs to my family. The seance was just a theatrical performance. Bro, before you go any further with these accusations, I just want to say I never met the victim. I also barely knew him. Do you need to put us all through this humiliation? That may be, but this crime was premeditated by a clever and determined criminal mastermind. Every detail was planned in advance, starting even before the Gallants moved into Castle Ludwig. The killer decided himself and took a tour of the castle and entered the secret passage from the forest to the sealed wing. Having purchased the Ludwig signet ring, the killer could easily access the roof through the secret passage later, unnoticed. I found the receipt from the costume shop on the side of the mountain road. The costumes were later disposed in the sealed tower, and that's why they used the rope is to get up the cliff to be able to get access to the sealed wing. The costumes were later disposed in the sealed tower. The location of the crime was chosen based on that there are no windows on that side of the castle wall. Killer even took the precaution of bolting the other doors to the roof. I don't understand how it was logistically possible to commit the crime until Jerry Small mentioned something important. Me? What did I say? He mentioned hearing footsteps on the roof at 7:45. The coroner determined the time of death is between 7 and 8. What difference does 45 minutes make? Are you going anywhere with this ranch, detective? When I interviewed Vicky Thompson, she said she heard the call between Melissa and Ethan at 7 p.m. The phone call where Melissa witnessed her husband's death from the falling gargoyle. That's correct. I looked at my watch and it was exactly 7 p.m. Jerry hearing footsteps on the roof 45 minutes after the 7 p.m. phone call suggested that when the phone call took place, the victim was still alive. At the time Melissa Gallant made her phone call, Russell Gallant was still alive. The killer had 45 minutes to get to the castle roof and push the statue off the edge. They used a rappelling rope I found to get to the woods, and then used the secret passage. There's plenty of time, more than enough for the killer to do what they needed to do. So, who did it? Well, Melissa was the one that engineered the whole thing, right? But it was Ethan that actually did the murder. So I'm gonna put committing the murder was perfectly easy for an athlete like Ethan Fisk. Oh, bro, what? I wondered why would Ethan put the hysterical phone call from Melissa Devon Gallant on speakerphone at all? Having Vicky Thompson listen and gave him an alibi. Ethan then ran from the park to the mansion, I guess. But he actually took the well-hidden path up the steep cliff to the woods. That way he didn't risk being seen by Leah and her followers in the cemetery either. While leaving Melissa, Ethan went to the roof to push the gargoyle down on the roof victim below. You can't prove any of this. I found it clearly connected to both the roof and the crime, which is his hidden switchert. He left behind a switchert in the sleeping passage. You had to hide it because it was covered from rock dust. The shards of polished rock and dust matching the gargoyle statue linked you to the murder weapon. Ethan, when I asked you about losing your shirt, you told me you couldn't explain the rock dust residue. But you wouldn't have known about the rock dust on the shirt if you hadn't been on the roof. I never even met Russell Gallant. Why would I go through any of the trouble for this elaborate scheme? Yeah, what's Ethan's motive? Ethan motives that he's secretly in love with the person who provided him with his alibi. His accomplice is, this is what I was saying earlier, that love note. It might not have been written to Russell Gallant. The accomplice is Melissa Devon Gallant. The killer's accomplice was the victim's wife, Melissa Devon Gallant. What? Melissa married Russell Gallant only for his money. If he were to die, Melissa would inherit his fortune. The victim's will gives her an abundantly clear motive. Melissa, your love note about flying down the mountainside was all written for your husband. It's for Ethan Fisk, whom you met years ago skiing in New York. You're accusing me? You found out about Russell Gallant's wealth, introduced yourself as a fan, and feigned interest in him. After getting married, you started floating away into domain. You even used Vicky Thompson to engineer an introduction to Ethan Fisk, posing as your new skiing instructor. After finding out about your daughter of your husband's deceased friends, Mike and Sarah Jones, you were concerned. It's possible your husband will change his will, give some of his fortune to his goddaughter. Yet to be quickly to prevent that from happening, Melissa. So you and Ethan designed this sinister plot. Melissa, when you and your husband moved into the castle, you acted like you were going crazy because of the chaos. On that evening of the murder, you cried Ethan and claimed your husband was killed by a gargoyle. But after you responded to the roof, you lured your husband outside from his meeting with Billy Kramer. Then at the opportune moment, you've been killed. You pushed your husband to the ground and Ethan sent a gargoyle crashing down on his body. Russell Gallant had been killed by the gargoyle, but human hands were responsible. That's good, detective. That'll do. One small thing, detective. How come nobody in the castle heard the gargoyle fall? Because at the same moment, Billy Kramer's gun went off, masking the sound. Very convenient. Mrs. Gallant, Mr. Fisk, you're both under arrest for Russell Gallant's murder. Hey, Melissa, I told you nobody was going to believe that nonsense about a gargoyle moving around. Oh yeah, Ethan, well, how stupid do you have to be to leave your shirt in the secret passage? You twit! You oaf! I still can't believe the gargoyle curse idea was the best you could come up with. Honey, it was better than your idea of poisoning the maple syrup. Even the two-bit detective in Vermont know there's no such thing as curses. I'm not just a two-bit detective. The organ is the curse of Castle Ludwig. What in the world? Don't you see? The castle spirits are aware of our guilt. The spirits call for our punishment because we killed them. No, Melissa. I was the only phantom organist in the castle. I just like playing creepy music when no one's looking. Maybe weird, but it's how I cope. Very well. From my perspective, the marriage was always a sham. A means to an end. How did Ariana get downstairs with Officer Adams blocking the door? Whatever. There's another entrance on the other side. So when Melissa heard about Lord Gallant's wealth, it seemed too easy. Ethan and I had been in love for years, but love costs money. The public thought my husband was a creative genius, and maybe he was, but he was also socially awkward, clueless, and soft. It was never hard for me. Took one kiss. He told me I was the first woman who ever showed any love or interest in him. By bumping that dweeb off, all we did was Darwin's work, really. Survival of the fittest. The way I see it, Russell Gallant's death was no fault at all. I think that if you didn't trick him, he would have got a lady. I mean, he was very successful. Someone would have loved him for who he was, right? The true culprit was his own naivety. Alright, that's enough. You're both coming with us. Epilogue. Ethan Fisk and Melissa Devon Gallant were found guilty of first-degree murder. State prison will be a far cry from living in a fairy tale castle. Jim McKellen was also sentenced for his role in the drug ring operation. After he was released, he continued working above board as the council groundskeeper. I strongly doubt that, but Ariane Jones, Terry Small, and Billy Kramer teamed up to complete production and publishing of the new Pelden Dream game. The project was dedicated to the memory of Lord Gallant. The game sold like hotcakes and did very well for Activision and its employees. Terry Small went on to become an acclaimed game designer in his own right. Trio found a total of 30 to 30 doggy bags while exploring Castle Ludwig. After solving this case, Guy made Cleo's all-time favorite ice cream and lobster poutine. Oh, gross. Oh, no. Oh, don't eat that. An extra special treat for an extra special clue-sniffing dog. While Cleo was enjoying this, Guy finally had time to open the box and it's an obsidian stone. I don't understand. The original castle builder was a quarry owner. Wait a minute. There's something really ominous about the obsidian stone and Paladin Dream. I guess I should go pick up that game and play it next. Some other time. The castle reopened as a public attraction, and Leon Ludd would go to her job back as the castle tour guide. The sensational news coverage of the murder drew huge crowds of visitors. Welcome to Castle Ludwig, everyone. The story of renowned game designer Lord Russell Gallant's murder begins here. There we go. We're all celebrating a popular video game, a fallen gargoyle, and a 100-something-year-old curse. The fallen gargoyle was even reinstated, stood back on the castle roof, and it looked as spooky as ever. Oh no. Oh no, the curse of Castle Ludwig is real! Murder is truly game over. The end. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the people that made this game. Like Matthew Myers there, Heatherung Games. If you enjoyed watching that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next Murder is Over game, which I believe has got something to do with a real estate agent. The most scary thing of all. Have a wonderful one, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.